They say behind every good man is an even better woman. In the case of Nagato and the Akatsuki, this actually ends up being true because Konan more than holds up her end of the bargain. I've seen a lot of people downplay Konan's power, and I can kind of get why people do this. She doesn't have the flashiest jutsu, but in this video I'm gonna be showing you guys why exactly Konan was given the rank of an S-rank ninja, and just why Konan's name should have a little bit of respect on it when it comes to Naruto fans. Starting with her chakra nature types, Konan has mastery over wind, earth, and water release jutsu, as well as mastery over yang release jutsu. And one of the very few times on this channel, I'm actually going to be referencing the anime only material. In the adaptation for the second Itachi novel, the Naruto Shippuden anime showed a scene where you had Konan display some rather impressive sensory ninja skills. As for Konan in the canon of the story, so only in the manga and only in the data books, multiple characters have stated that her power and skill was given a nice piece of respect based on their statements. Pain spoke of her highly. Jiraiya was flat out impressed with her progress as both a child and then decades later when he fought Konan as an adult. Even Obito, who was powerful in his own right, was forced to use a forbidden Uchiha ninjutsu in order to survive his battle with Konan, which is a testament to her power as well as to her intellect, which in my opinion is her best skill as a ninja. Her paper ninjutsu allows her to transform her body into paper, and she has control over each individual sheet that she creates, which is pretty impressive. She can even change their color, which allows her to blend in effortlessly for sneaking around on missions, which makes Konan essentially an actual ninja who practices in espionage, and she doesn't wear a bright orange jumpsuit and shouts and yells when she goes on missions. She actually gets her job done, but I guess that's a video for another day. Now, she's also able to gather intel by creating butterflies out of paper, and these butterflies were shown being able to travel at long distances, which further aids her in the intel gathering process. She can also create spears and shuriken and other weapons out of her paper, as well as create restraints, and when she really decides to get loose, she can actually suffocate her target. Konan even took a page out of Itachi's book. Whereas Itachi would blow up his shadow clones, Konan would create a paper clone, and she would hide explosive tags inside of these clones and then blow them up. She's also able to form wings that allow her to fly through the air, and these wings can even shoot out sharp projectiles at her target. Most impressive was how she was able to mimic her surroundings using paper. She was able to create a tree to hide Nagato's base of operations during the Pain Invasion arc, and then most impressively, and what a lot of you guys are familiar with, she recreated the massive lake hidden outside the Hidden Rain village for her battle against Obito. When it opened up suddenly, Obito lost his footing, and the purpose was to trap Obito in an endless space surrounded by 600 billion paper bombs that would detonate for over 10 minutes back to back to back, with more than enough time that it went past Obito's limit for using his Kamui, which is a 5-minute limit. I remember when the chapter came out and it was revealed that Konan had went this far. Konan just went straight full Batman with prep time in this scenario, but unlike Batman, her ace in the hole plan didn't come with a contingency plan, but instead it was her literal last resort. She thought that that would be good enough to kill Obito. With that being said, this speaks volumes to her observation skills to be able to notice a weakness in Obito's space-time ninjutsu, as well as her intelligence in being able to formulate a complex plan. In order to come to this conclusion, she would need to go through countless thousands of simulations to find the best way to exploit the weakness of Obito's Kamui, which is what earned praise from Obito in that he had to sacrifice one of his spare Sharingan eyes in order to survive the attack that otherwise would have killed him, which kind of goes to show, like, if Konan would have known, she probably could have prevented the 4th Great Ninja War. Just let that sink in for a second. Konan's Dance of the Shinigami is the name of the jutsu that she uses to turn her body body and clothing into paper. Just like Itachi uses crows to startle his enemies, Konan chose to use paper for a similar reason. The initial creation of the paper disbursement startles the enemy because it's so unorthodox. Even without the paper wings that she creates, Konan does have the ability to briefly hover through the air. The drawback is that her jutsu does have a weakness to fire release, and if it gets hit with a substance like oil or perhaps some type of glue, it causes the paper to stick together, which prevents her from being able to manipulate it like she needs to when she uses this jutsu. In the manga, it was hinted that water can actually lower the effectiveness of her jutsu, since in chapter 368, Pain had to stop the rain from falling, and then when it started to pick back up, it was noticeably lighter than what it was before. Konan can also use the dance of the Shinigami, and she can amp it up to a different level when she uses the paper Chakra jutsu. Konan basically uses the dance of the Shinigami jutsu, and she gathers a massive quantity of paper, forming a disc, and then she throws it with so much speed that it can slice through an enemy if it gets hit by it. It should be noted that when Konan tried to use this jutsu in the manga, Obito was a lot more savage than what you saw in the anime, and I'm gonna explain to you why. Whereas the anime dragged out the scene and allowed Konan to use the jutsu to add more suspense as well as to build up the ending of the fight, in the manga, Obito immediately realized how dangerous the jutsu was, and without thinking twice, he immediately brutally suffocated Konan before she could finish forming the attack. Her paper drizzle jutsu is used after Konan creates her paper wings. Konan shoots out multiple paper projectiles at her target from her wings, and they're able to generate enough force that they're able to briefly overpower Jiraiya's fire style attack, the fire flame bullet jutsu. Finally, Konan is able to use the paper shuriken jutsu that allows her to take her chakra to harden the origami creations that she uses, and then she turns them into shuriken. The amount of power that the shuriken has is directly correlated to how much chakra she uses. Well guys, what did you all think about Konan's power? My question to you all is, if Konan had prep time, do you think she'd be able to defeat the 5 Kage who fought against Mamoru Uchiha? How far do you think she'd be able to make it in a gauntlet against the 5 Kage as well? Now, if you don't want to get caught lacking out here in these Konoha streets, then make sure you subscribe and join the Senju squad, and make sure you hit that bell so you never miss out on the Naruto/Boruto content on the channel, and never forget that Senju DNA is love and Senju DNA is life.